Hi, I'm Amy Moss, our learning support teacher here at Rockledge Elementary. I wanted to welcome you today to our October professional development on small group instruction. During our August back to school in service, we introduced the 120-minute literacy schedule used throughout Seymour School District. We encourage teachers to organize their literacy block into its three main components, which can support effective time management and help ensure that every part of the structured literacy schedule is addressed on a daily basis. In year three of benchmark implementation, we will continue to dive deeper into benchmark advance. Today, our focus will be on small group instruction. The learning goals for today will focus specifically around small group instruction. Together, we will identify where small group instruction fits in within benchmark. We will review the importance of small group instruction and identify the structure of phonics and shared reading. We will also examine assessments to use to drive small group instruction, and finally examine suggested materials provided by benchmark. Before diving into the details of small group instruction, let's take a look again at our literacy block. Small group instruction will occur twice within the block. The first place small group instruction occurs is within phonics and words. As you know, having a strong phonics instruction is important. In shifting the balanced text, we are reminded that there are important elements that need to be in place in order to have an effective phonics instruction. Our professional learning today focuses in on two of these elements. Element number one, the importance of whole and small group instruction, and element number five, using an assessment plan to progress monitor and inform teaching. In grades K2, phonics and word study is part of a 30 to 40 minute block. It can be helpful to see this block of time divided into two parts. The first part is a 15 to 20 minute mini lesson. During this time, the teacher will deliver explicit phonics instruction to the whole class. The second part of this block is 10 to 15 minutes. Students are either working in a small group or working at their desk on an independent practice of the skill that was taught. Here's another visual to reinforce how Benchmark lays out the structure of the phonics and word study. This reinforces the key elements of an effective phonics lesson. Students are engaged in whole group learning as well as small and independent work time. After the mini lesson, the students will split off. The teacher will push students into two groups. Students who are showing understanding of the mini lesson will go to independent practice at their seat. Or students who need help and are showing additional support is needed will be pulled into a small group. These groups are not scheduled. Instead, teachers can use daily observation or weekly assessments to drive who to pull into a small group and who to push in back to their desk for independent time. You might be wondering who needs to be pulled into a small group. Teachers can informally assess students daily, and on day 5 of every unit, guess what? An assessment is built right in. One formal assessment is the spelling and dictation. This is a great way to monitor student progress. Another option for assessment is the cumulative assessment found at the back of the book. Regardless of which assessment is given, teachers need to use formative assessment to determine who needs to be pulled for explicit instruction within a small group. After identifying students for small group instruction, teachers can use the ideas provided in the teaching manual. Some ideas may include rereading a decodable text, revisiting a story from the magazine, or provide extra practice with specific letters. As a teacher, you may be ready to move beyond the teaching manual. If so, here are additional resources to try. The first is the intervention and reteaching resources. This has explicit lessons to support students who need additional instruction. It's also available on the website, which is really easy to access. These lessons follow the teach, model, practice, and apply format. Our district has dedicated a lot of time learning around high-leverage routines, which is another resource to utilize. Finally, don't forget about iReady. Students are assigned lessons on MyPath, but then the teacher will pull into a small group to explicitly review the lesson for extra practice. Next, we're going to move into shared reading. In the previous slides, we discussed small groups in phonics. Now, we're going to look at how small groups are also incorporated during the shared reading part of the literacy block. Shared reading is a 30 to 40 minute block. The block structure includes a 10 to 15-minute whole group lesson and another 10 to 15-minute block for small group instruction and independent practice. Here's another visual to illustrate the shared reading block within Benchmark. Again, just like phonics, shared reading begins with a whole group lesson. After the mini lesson, students are either pulled for additional small group support or pushed to work on independent practice. Students who need to build fluency, improve comprehension, or need to revisit a complex text are great examples of students who will benefit from being pulled into a small group. Once you know which students to pull for group, Benchmark provides ideas for small group instruction. Many of these are resources we have yet to explore. For example, the small group text, Reader's Theater, and the Intervention and Reteaching resource. As we conclude our learning on small group instruction within Benchmark Advance, I want to recap a few important parts from the training today. First, small group instruction will occur twice within your literacy block. The first time is following the mini lesson in phonics and word study. The second is after your shared reading mini lesson. Another item to highlight from today is assessment. Teachers should be utilizing both informal and formal assessments to determine who can be pushed to independently practice a skill and who needs to be pulled into a small group. As a reminder, Benchmark builds these assessments into every unit on day 5. The last item of our learning is the importance of utilizing the variety of resources found within our teaching manual, as well as the additional resources provided from Benchmark. Since we are entering year 3 of Benchmark implementation, we want to begin to explore some of these additional materials. In closing, be sure to review the Tight Loose document and the K-5 curriculum guidebook that have been previously shared with you. Each of these district documents have been updated to reflect our learning around small groups, the structure, and the assessments to drive the push-pull model. If you have any questions about our learning today, incorporating small group instruction, or you need additional ideas for independent time, be sure to reach out to your building learning support teacher. The final step for today's professional development is to reflect on today's learning with your district grade level team. Use the questions on this slide as prompts to guide your discussion. When you are finished, as a team, complete a reflection form. This form will help drive future professional development and support.